Hello everyone, this is Destiny and my YouTube channel is Destiny Forever Walks. And guys, I am back. I am back because the video that I did yesterday, when I played that video over and over and over again, and just listening to those amazing, brave people who found the courage, the power within themselves to stand up and address and face their greatest fears. They got to the place where they could talk about it. They got to the place that they can share it among people. And you know what that did for them? It gave them a greater power than they could have ever imagined. And that really gave me such a respect for them, because it's hard sometimes when you're struggling with situations and you don't want people to know that you're struggling, because people think that, oh, small about you. Fear can be so powerful by people. And that's why I'm always telling you, the best time to overcome fear is when you are at that place of fear. You don't think about it. You just take that leap of faith, that quantum leap of faith. You just go right on and dive into it. Because the reason why you're going to accomplish that, because you're not thinking about whether I can do it, how am I going to do it, what if I do it and somebody laugh at me. You're not thinking about anything. The moment when the fear steps up, hey, bam, you go over. You go over the top. You jump straight miles over the boundaries. That's the best time to break that grip of fear from over you, is doing it when you are in your fear, or doing it when you are afraid. My people, this is so amazing. I told you yesterday, there were so many people that stood out all across the world and addressed to the audience, people out there, and they share with people things that they have struggled with for probably many, many, many years. And they let people know, hey, this is my greatest fear. And guys, I ask you to share your greatest fear, that one greatest fear that has kept you locked in chains, that has kept you from moving to your greater, higher self, that has caused you to lose out on a lot of great opportunities in life. I didn't get hardly nobody to respond to that, and that is really sad for me. I mean, we're supposed to be a community. We're supposed to be in this together. We're supposed to be helping each other. And this is not saying I'm just asking you to do this. So, hey, not just for me, my people. People need to know that you are there supporting them. They need to know, okay, if they felt this way about that or this, then hey, it's okay. If they can talk about their lives, and that gives me strength and power, that I can stand up and talk about my failures, my mistakes, my fears, my pain. Anything in life that I've gone through that's hurt me, that I have hidden under the rug for so long, I can find the power within me now to stand up, because other people are talking about the same things that I have faced in my life, but I never allowed them to be spoken out amongst people. I never seek help. I never went to anyone to ask for counseling. And if you can do that, it will help people. Listening to these amazing, brave people last night, my people, as I played that video over and over and over again, listen to their fears that they express. I mean, it really pushed Destiny to such a higher level than I can ever imagine myself moving. And I could relate to a lot of those stories that they were sharing about their fears. It helped me. And I'm going to go into it now, and I'm going to give you some more. But the question is, and the title of this video, and it's going to be the conclusion, what is your greatest fear? And my people, please, it won't take you but maybe 5 minutes to sit down and do that. I'm not talking about all your little minor fears, because I mean, to us it may be minor things, but it's still a fear. But I'm talking about that one greatest fear that has held you back from life over and over and over again. That thing that always wake up with you sometimes and keep reminding you. That is your greatest fear. People, everyone has some type of fear, and I explained it to you yesterday. And some people learn to master and control fear and to win over the situations. And then there are others, my people, who don't. It's just hard for them to do it. And they struggle with fear. And so many people, they lose battles in their life because they allow the fear to come in and overpower them. And listen, you may believe that brave and courageous people, that they have no fear. My people, you better think again. Even the bravest and the most courageous people or person in this world guarantee you that they have some type of fear. So, if you believe that brave and courageous people have no fear, you are wrong. They're not exempt. We all have some type of fear. Courageous people are so afraid as anyone else. Yes, I'm going to say it again. Courageous people are as afraid as anyone else. Now, let me tell you what makes them different, though. It is actually their fear that makes them courageous, not the lack of it, my people. Courageous people, they just manage their fear differently. And as I told you yesterday, I'm going to repeat it again. I'm going to stand up and be bold about it. Like I told y'all, my little minor fears, they seem minor, but this thing that comes continuous, keep gripping my heart day in, day out, keeps pulling me back to that place, that greater fear that comes up inside of me. I told you my greatest fear. My little minor fears, I told you about me being afraid of spiders and being afraid of going across or driving across tall bridges. But my people, let's get to the heart, deep in the heart, that thing that keeps pulling you back, keep holding you back, keeps going against your mind. That's your greatest fear. And I told you yesterday that my greatest fear is that most people, they're going to oversleep and they will miss their spiritual awakening, and they will never know their true self. They will never know the true meaning of life. And they will never know what living their best version of themselves to be. You know what I'm saying? Who the creator of the universe has created them to be. And I'm going to say mine again, because you got to do this for me. If we are a community, if we are a partner in this, if we are helping each other, we are supporting each other, I'm asking for a very small thing. Please go to the comment section. Answer that question sincerely, openly, and honestly. What is your greatest fear, my people? Please, you got brothers and sisters out there. They need to know. It will help them. So, my greatest fear is that most people will oversleep and they will miss their spiritual awakening, and they will never know the true meaning of life or living to be their best version of themselves, of whom the creator of the universe created them to be. And as I said, we all have fear, my people. Fear is an emotion that's as normal as your breathing. The problem is that most people, they just cling to their fears, and therefore they are unable to move forward in their lives with the necessary changes that they need. Now understand what fear is and how it appears in your life. As I keep telling you, my people, fear is an illusion. Just like most everything in our lives, this world is an illusion. Everything within our world that we have some contact with is an illusion. Fear is an illusion. And guess what? It's created by your own mind to keep you safe from the pain. And if you find that your thoughts are not coming from a place of love, my people, then I guarantee you that they are coming from a place of fear. And I keep telling you, I just love to say it like this. Fear, you see it right there. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. So my people, I'm going to share with you, as I did In the first video, the first part of this video, I'm going to go back to that list of those phenomenal, courageous, and brave people. And we're going to listen to some more of their confessions of their greatest fear. I'm telling you, I played it over and over again yesterday after I did that video. Listen to their stories. Listen to their fears. It gave me more power. It gave me more. It just opened my mind up to be more compassionate and loving and caring about people. It did something to me. It did something to me. And I was hoping that you all would have gotten that same effect. But most people, like you said, you come in and you just browse through the video and bam, you 2 seconds out and you don't even play it. And I'm trying to help you, my people. So listen, my people. I'm going to go back and play some more of these people's confessions of their greatest fears. But you got to remember that you are not alone. And like the Bible tells us, like he said, I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. The Creator God of this universe, He promised that He will never leave us, nor will He forsake us. Even when your mother, your father, and all your family members, whoever had abandoned you, the Creator God says, I will lift you up. He will come and be with us, my people. So, let's do this. What is fear? Fear is our body's way of reacting to danger. Our racing heart, see the heartbeat, increased blood pressure, that sweating that we do, and the breathing that becomes quick and shallow, my people. All of this prepares our body to either to flee from danger, or it's going to prepare us to stand up and fight it. So when allowing fear to help us to respond appropriately, then it can also keep us safe from the danger that may be coming up in our lives, or things that we have not yet got our hands on to take it down. So listen to these brave people. I'm going to continue this list. I think I did like 32 or so yesterday. I'm going to run through some more, and you have to listen. Listen to what these brave people has to say about their greatest fear. And when I finish their fears and sharing their greatest fear about people, let it grip your heart. Let it open your mind. Let it give you an awakening like you never experienced. So let's continue this. Okay, my people. Bernard of Germany said, but when you go deeper, it all goes back to my main childhood. My main childhood fear, which is to be abandoned, left alone, and as a result, I feared of not being worthy to be loved. That is my greatest fear. And then we have Kate of Australia. She said, my greatest fear is being a failure and a disappointment to both others and myself. Then there's Reno in the United States of Wyoming. She said, my greatest fear is raising my daughter alone after my husband passes away. And then we have Robin in the United States said, my greatest fear is never finding happiness. And then there's Joe in the UK. Joe said, my greatest fear is that I will never be enough. Wow. Ooh, that shook my heart, people. I pray for you. I pray for you. I pray for you, Robin, that you overcome that fear right now. I pray that the chains be broken and you would see that happiness is something that's within you already. You just got to go inside, Robin, and find that place of happiness and live in it. And then Joe of the UK said, my greatest fear is that I will never be enough. I have to breathe sometimes because some of these things are really hard to listen to. And I'm praying for them at the same time because. And then there's a Rain said that my greatest fear is that I dread the call from my high school that there was a clerical error and I need to take my finals again. Ooh. Josephine at Sweden said, my greatest fear is that more people that I love will die. Elgo of the UK said, my greatest fear is that I will never be able to create a harmonious life for myself, which I will thoroughly enjoy, and that I will lose freedom to choose at some point in my life. Then Sharon of Los Angeles, California said, my greatest fear is living an unfulfilling life, liking in genuine, loving connections with people and nature. Whoa. Now, I can relate with that when you're talking about nature, my people. Sharon, you get out into nature and you're going to find yourself and you're going to break that fear. That fear of feeling that unfeeling lack of not having genuine love in your life. And then Sophia in Australia said, my greatest fear is looking back and seeing that fear guided my decisions. Oh, wow. And then Rachel said, in Australia said, my greatest fear is that I'm scared I will make the wrong decisions in my life. If I make the wrong choices, it will set me back from my true path. Now, see, those kind of things I can relate to. I pray for you too, Rachel. Your blessings right in front of you, right in front of you. Then Anne, she's from the United States. She said, my greatest fear is that the return of cancer. It will not. Stay focused. Stay focused and live your best life, not even to entertain that. Okay, and then Carmen of South Korea said, my greatest fear is being broke after quitting my corporate job and pursuing my dreams, which I'm still trying to figure out. And then there's Peter of the UK said, my greatest fear is fear at failing something like learning to fly an airplane, fear of not having anything of interest to say to people I don't know very well, and as a healthcare professional, failing to provide appropriate treatment to a patient. And then Destiny, she's from Tuscaloosa, she said, my greatest fear is making a mistake and looking stupid. And then Mike, I don't know where, somewhere in the United States said, my greatest fear is the fear of failure. Particularly paralyzing is the fear of not taking the perfect next action step. Then Marilyn of Singapore said, my greatest fear is not being able to see or be near to my family before death. And then Marilyn of India said that my greatest fear is letting my family and my friends and my employees down. And we have a Samuel Sweden said, my greatest fear, I think the greatest fear is a classic, the fear of failure. And then we have Vinyo of India said that my greatest fear, can I reach the goals that I am aspiring in my life? Will my dreams come true? Can I really live my dreams? If I have to live a very mediocre life in the future, what should I do? And then Emily said, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, United States of America, said, my greatest fear is that I will never feel fulfilled or at peace with my career decision. And then we have a GB, that's what they gave her name, Portland, Oregon, United States, said that my greatest fear is that that one got me right there. Okay, I'm sorry, GB of Portland, Oregon. I'm going to repeat it. They say that my greatest fear is that the severe abuse I suffered in childhood has left me irrevocably broken. That there is no chance that I will ever be happy or successful because of how emotionally depleted I am from dealing with my trauma. Pray for these people, please, my people. Suzanne of Sweden said, my greatest fear There are many, but one big one right here, right now. And she just put it all out like this. Suzanne said, number one, being rejected when it comes to love. Fear stops me from even taking the first step to ask someone out on a date. Number two, starting my own business. I fear that I will not have what it takes to do it, that I will find myself failing. Okay, Barbara of Canada said, my greatest fear is the fear of not being good enough. And then here is Vino of London, England, in the UK said, my deepest fear is failing to be a good person. So I find I let others take advantage of me and I don't stand strong for myself. And then Nora, New Jersey, United States of America, she said, my greatest fear is to be found out, that people around me will discover that I've only been pretending to be smart, pretending to be strong and confident, but really, I am not any of those things. Oh my goodness. And then Brianna of Canada said, my greatest fear is death. And then Barry of Australia said, my greatest fear, that I am wasting my life, missing out on enjoyable experiences and not contributing to the world as much as I am capable of doing. I have to breathe on some of these things. This really hits home. And then Luciano of Portuguese says, my greatest fear is to go through life without leaving a positive remark. I'm about to swell up, people. Some tears is almost about to come down on my face. These things really, let's get, okay. And Laura, getting twisted. Okay, I'm pulling myself together. Laura of Italy said, my greatest fear is that I won't have enough money to support myself and retire eventually. And then Emma of New York in the United States said, my greatest and biggest fear is that although I do things with a lot of dedication and love, people think and say I want to take their money or take advantage of them and be criticized for that. And then we have Elizabeth of Vienna said, my greatest fear is being not good enough to be loved, to be successful, to be chosen, to get responsibility, to be seen, to be appreciated, whatever. Elizabeth, change your mindset and your way of thinking from negative to positive. You're going to overcome each and every one of those things. You have the power within you to do it. I'm praying for you, Elizabeth. You will get through this. And then I'm going to give you one more. And this is Anna. Anna's from Germany. And Anna said, my greatest fear is not being liked, not being loved by anyone. Anna, I got to say this to you. You first have to love yourself. You're really seeking to be loved. If you're seeking for love from other people, you got to love yourself. The universe, creator of this universe, who a lot of people call God, or whoever they may call them, he is love. The same love that is him, the same love that he's made up, he has placed it within you. And you got to go inside and you got to find that love, that self-love, that self-acceptance of who you are. You got to love yourself if you're expecting anyone to love you first. Put yourself first. That's a priority. You don't need nobody's permission or approval. Love yourself, Anna of Germany. Now, my people, you have to embrace your fears. I'm telling you, you got to embrace them or they will keep you locked out of achieving your best success, being your best self, having the best of everything that the creator God of this universe wants you to have. Embrace them. Let them know, hey, I own you. You're no longer owning me. Dealing with fears, my people, no, it isn't easy. No, it takes time. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of daring. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of just stepping out in the uncharted territories, the unknown places, the places where you have been locked out of and saying you can't do this, you can't do that, that you will never overcome this. You got to step beyond that. Fear. False evidence appearing real. And you got to break those chains. You got to break those bonds that's been holding you prison. Telling you you can't. Telling you if you do this, something terrible is going to happen. That you fail, then you're going to mess up your entire life. That's fear. Embrace that fear. You get your hands on it, my people. Get your grip over it. Dealing with fear. It's not easy. But as they say, my people, listen again. What we resist, it will continue to persist. What we resist will continue to persist. So instead of resisting your fears, my people, I'm telling you, you got to choose. You got to make that ultimate decision, that choice. Say, hey, you know what? I'm not resisting this anymore. Bring it on. Put it in front of me. Yes, it looks bigger than me. Yes, it looks taller than me. Yes, it looks more powerful than I do. But you know what? I can conquer this. I'm going to conquer this. You got to keep speaking that. I think I can. I think I can. Like that little engine. I think I can. That little engine. And you keep on until you find yourself so much taller than it. Now you're ready to take that quantum leap of faith over it, my people. Embrace your fears. Stop resisting your fears. Choose to embrace them. You have to invite them in, my people, and allow them to give their message. Why are you coming here? What do you got to say to me? Why do you keep showing up in my life and keep saying this and saying that about me, that I can't do it? Why are you bringing trauma? Why are you bringing panic in my life? Why are you causing me to be afraid and daring? What is the message that you're trying to share or show me? Because fear comes to give you a message. So my people, what is your fear telling you? What is your fear telling you? There is a message in there. You just got to stand up to it. Look it straight face on and say, I'm bigger than that. The creative God of this universe is bigger than all of that. Everything that you've been puffing at me and screaming at me and shouting at me, putting in front of me to scare the hell out of me, it stops here today. Because I know my Creator is bigger than all of that. And I'm not standing in your place of fear anymore, but I'm standing in the power of the Almighty God. He will never leave me, nor will He forsake me. He wants to do a new thing in me. He has given me power to tread upon my enemies, over everything, over every obstacle. I am taking him up on this now. So fear, you got to step back, because I'm resisting you, but I'm going to continue to persist in the power that the Creator has placed within me. That's the message you're giving me? I'm taking that message and saying, hell no, I'm greater than that. Hell no, my Creator God is bigger than that. Hell no, I got more power to achieve and conquer that. I am better than that. I am smarter than that. I am wiser than that. Fear not, because the Creator God said, I am with you. Yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. He said, I am with you, my people. I am with you. Embrace it. Get the message, my people. Get the message, get the hands on it, and you take it down. You pull it back down, back into that place where the ego sends all those things to keep us held in bondage. It's coming to bring you a message. Get the message, my people. That is what your fear is there to tell you something. Use your fear, my people, to guide you. And listen, use your fear, my people, to help you grow. Use your fear to expand. You want to grow to your greater, higher self, to the best version that the Creator God of this universe has created for you to be. Expand. Keep evolving, my people, growing every day in the plans and the things that the Creator has already predestined for your life. And my people, then move forward in a direction that serves you. A direction where your destiny is, where your purpose is, where your greater, higher self is, where your God consciousness is leading you to your greater higher self. And remember, your largest fears, my people, and your greatest fears, also it will carry your greatest growth. And I need to say that again. Your largest fears, my people, and your largest fears and your greatest fears, it also carry your greatest growth. And once you just get to that place when fear shows up and you don't think about the failure, you don't think about the pain, you don't think about being hurt, you don't think about being put out there to be ashamed, you don't even give no thought, people, no thought. When it steps in front of you, bam, you take that leap right then, immediately. Because now you're going against the obstacles. You're going against the things that have been pulling your strings backwards. And you're not even thinking about it. You are out there in a bold place. In a place now can't nothing stop you. Can't nothing defeat you. Now my people, I said it all. I'm done. Pray for these people. Go back and listen to these videos. Listen to some of their greatest fears. Some of them really painful. Some of them really hurt. We want to pray for these people. Put your greatest fear out there so we can also pray for you. So we all can support you to help you to be able to conquer, achieve your greater and higher self. So you can grow beyond that. Break out of those boxes and chains, my people. So now it's your turn to share your greatest fear with your family and your friends and your YouTube community, my people. Destiny would love to hear from you. Not just say, I'm up in your business. I'm up in your heart because I love you and I care about you. And I'm passionate enough to want to see you break out of that fear and conquer it and go on to live to be the best you can ever be. Now leave your answer in the comment section, people. What is your greatest fear? I'm done with this video. That is the conclusion. Go back and listen to those brave people stories and their greatest fears, the ones they confess. If it doesn't touch your heart, then something must be wrong with your heart. These are people. They need love. Namaste, guys. I will see you at the next video. Love you. False evidence appearing real. It's not there. I had to let go, and so can you. Let go.